All right. Joining me now is a man who's a local cat, Squamish, British Columbia, close to my neck of the woods. Cole Smith. You may know him from the Octagon. We don't know where he's going to end up next. I said that a few seconds ago. We lagged out. We're here again trying this bad boy. Cole, thanks for joining me today, man, from Kansas.
Yeah, it's been good, man. I'm glad to talk to you again. I feel like I haven't done any interviews for a while, so
Yeah,
it's nice to
what's the deal
chat
with that?
again.
I know it wasn't really announced the departure from the UFC, but you had a little, a bit of an emotional post, uh, just sort of letting people know where your mind was at, your mental game, the mental capacity of what you've gone through over the last little bit. Just talk about not just your mindset, but like what happened there and how were you told and whatnot. Was it through management or were you told directly?
Yeah, my manager just kind of phoned me and just let me know. He said they really liked me, but they wanted me to get a couple more fights and come back as a little more experience. I did come in at 6-0, so um, yeah, they just want me to pick up a few more wins and I'll be back, right? So. Um, But other than that, I did take it pretty hard in the beginning. Obviously, I've been working so hard for this, and to just get axed like that, it was pretty devastating for me. Um, Mentally, it just started really fucking me up. I'd be waking up in the middle of the night thinking about all these things I could have been doing and I should have been doing, and what if I did this and could have done that. Um, so I just needed to take care of myself with that first before I even thought of training or starting a camp or anything like that. And I just really focused on the mental aspect. I woke up and I started journaling. I started meditating. I started writing everything down, all that kind of stuff, and just kind of getting it on the paper. That helped quite a bit. But I feel great now, man. I'm in Kansas and I'm at a great gym with great coaches and great teammates, and I'm ready to rock again.
You mentioned journaling. You mentioned, meditating. Did you seek any outside help, or was it all done internally?
It was all done internally. I probably should have thought about talking to some sports psychiatrists and all that kind of stuff. I did have a few sessions with them. I picked up a few things that they taught me, and I just kind of applied it to my own life and figured it out on my own. My girlfriend helped quite a bit too. She suggested a lot of things, a lot of books for me to read and things like that. And yeah, I mean, it was probably one of the lowest points in my life, to be honest. Um, but you have to tough it out and you have to figure out ways to combat that, and I did, and I'm happy to say that I'm not in that mental state anymore, and yeah, I'm ready to rock.
And the nice thing about the community that you're from, Squamish, if people don't know, it's very tight knit, very small based community. Your gym itself up there, the sound is very small and a tight knit gym with some great talent. So I'm sure you had a lot of support around you.
I did, but for the longest time I kept it to myself. I was almost ashamed. And I feel like I was the captain at the gym. I didn't want to let everybody else's spirits down. They seen how hard I was working, and for me to get cut, I didn't want them to I didn't want them to be demotivated by it, if that makes any sense.
For sure.
Um, but I do have a great family and I do have a great girlfriend, and they stepped up quite a bit. And, you know, life is what you make it, man. I've had a fantastic life. I've had awesome experiences. I've met new people. I've traveled all around, and this sport has been nothing but good to me. So there's no reason to sit and dwell, man, because, like I said, life has been real good, and I just take the opportunities as they come. And yeah.
You did say lowest point of your career. Did walking away from the sport ever cross your mind?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. It's hard to it's hard to kind of restart from scratch almost. I know I'm not starting from scratch or anything, but that's how I felt. Do I want to do all this again? Do I want to cut weight? Do I want to have all this pressure and all this shit that I just put on myself? So that's definitely came across my mind. Um, especially just doing the exact same thing in Vancouver, you know, with the same guys and the same coaches. And I really needed to, to go somewhere else, you know, and kind of fall in love with the sport again. And I mean, you know, to be honest, I got to where I did not really having a, 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 a technical coach that's going to be teaching me all kinds of different things. You know, I've had coaches in Thailand. I've had coaches at certain gyms for months, and obviously my brother's always looked after me, and he's helped me so much. But I needed a guy that's been in the UFC, that's coached other UFC fighters. You know, I'm training out here, and there's 30, 40 guys on the mats every day, every single day. You know, and we just don't have that in this in the city right now. And so I needed something to really, you know, push me and kick me in the ass and get me motivated again. And James Krause is fantastic, man. I'm super happy to be training here, and you know, I'm motivated again. So
That's awesome. Let's talk about that a little bit. As you said, you've trained in Thailand. You went over to Team Quest over there. You've gone to the UFC Performance Institute and trained there and done some work down there while you were in the UFC. And now you're in Kansas with James Krause at Glory MMA and Fitness. Let me
yeah.
know what led you there. Like, how did that opportunity come about? How did you meet James? And like, it's not a gym that you hear a lot of guys, especially from up here in British Columbia, traveling down to Kansas to train with those guys.
I create my own opportunities, man. You know, I don't wait for opportunities to come to me. I was sitting around dwelling on everything for a long time. I knew I had to make a change. I didn't quite know where I wanted to go. Um, I was thinking about going down to Denver. I know a couple people down there, and it just didn't really work out. And then I think it was like 12 at night. I was scrolling on my Instagram, and James Krause's one of his posts came up, and it was just about making money as a fighter, saving money as a fighter, how to invest money, you know, how to keep your money. And I just thought, man, this guy's an intelligent guy. You know, he's a smart guy. And so I started looking at his fighters and what they've had to say about him, and they say nothing but good things about him. Um, so I just sent him a message and was like, "Yo, man, I need a change, bro. You know, I'm willing to come out there and do what I have to do to join the team." And he phoned me, and he's a great guy, man. He offered to pay my rent for the first month that I get down here. He offered to help me find a spot and do all kinds of things that most coaches wouldn't be willing to do. So he just blew me away right away. And yeah, I've been liking it ever since, of course.
So you're down there training with, as I said, Glory MMA and Fitness. We've seen from your Instagram that you've been able to spar with guys like James Gallagher. The names are like through the roof. You said 80 guys on the mat at some points, and obviously the brain of James Krause.
Mm-hmm.
You said that he'll pay your first month's rent. So what's the time frame? Like, how long he's planning on spending down there? What's it look like for you?
Um, I was originally going to be down here for about 4 to 5 weeks. Um, you know, not I just wanted to get some familiarity with the coach, with the team, you know, build some chemistry with them. I didn't really want to just like phone them and be like, "Hey man, I'm going to do a fight camp down there," and just kind of jump in with them, and then they don't really give a shit about me. I'm just some guy, you know what I mean? Whatever, you know. So I wanted to come down here, meet all the boys, meet the team, meet the coach, and you know, have him know how I fight, how I train, my style, all that kind of stuff, so he can make adjustments for when I come back down here to do a fight camp. Again, originally I was going to stay for 4 to 5 weeks. You know, I talked to my girl; she's willing to come down here now, so I think I'm going to be staying for another 2 or 3 weeks, and yeah, we'll just go from there. I do plan on coming back and forth, you know, on more than one or two occasions. So.
Sounds like our mutual friend there, Jeremy Kennedy. Sounds like you might be making a home down in Kansas. I mean, he's made a home in Vegas. You've found this
Yeah.
spot for you down in Kansas, which is super cool. What was the initial meeting? You said James Krause phoned you. You guys had a conversation before you head down there. He paid your rent and whatnot. When you got to Kansas, what was that initial meeting like? He talk about your mindset? Did he talk about your game? Did he just want to watch you hit pads? Like, you know how like on The Ultimate Fighter when guys come in for the first time and the coaches are sort of reviewing and looking at their skills? Is that sort of what
Yeah.
went on, or you just got in there and trained right away?
I just got in there and trained right away, but he already watched all my fights before coming out. You know what I mean?
Wow.
We're under the same. Yeah, exactly. We're under the same management, Iridium. Um, he phoned Iridium to ask about me to make sure I was a good fit. I was a good guy. You know what I mean? I would mesh with the team. Uh, Jason House, talked me up, put in a good word for me. Then we had a phone call, and he liked the sound of me. Whatever. I came down and yeah, I just kind of jumped right in. And like I said, he already watched all my fights and knew my style and knew what I had to work on and knew what I was good at. Yeah, just something that I really needed. I really needed someone to be looking out for me in all aspects, and I think I found that. So
It's really cool to see James Krause take the lead for a lot of these guys at his gym when he's still an active UFC fighter. You don't see that very often.
he's living a bunch of lives. That guy, man. He's an intelligent guy and he's an extremely hard worker. From only meeting him for the month, he's a father. He's got a bunch of investments. He's a businessman. And you can just tell when he's on the mats how everyone looks up to him, even people who are older than him. You can tell by his maturity and just how he carries himself right away that he's the captain and he's the coach.
You mentioned your girlfriend making the trek down there, to stay with you for a few weeks. Will your brother Casey come down there and check out things as well? As obviously he'll still be in your corner.
If he's allowed to. So
Canadian travel, I guess. Canadian travel, right?
well, yeah. So he's got to figure out a few things first, and then hopefully he can make his way down himself. But it's a little bit harder for him. He's got a gym, he's got kids, he's got a lot of things to take care of. So uh, he trusts James. So
Of course, for sure. Now, we spoke briefly on Instagram chat when we were going to set this up a couple weeks ago, and I asked you, when you first went down to Kansas, what the next plan was. You said you wanted to get to know the coaches a little bit. Now that you've gotten to know them, do you have sort of a plan of action of when you'd like to get back inside the cage next? And obviously, you're not allowed to say anything because no one's announced any signings or anything, but is there that next planned step for you?
um, I'm just right now. I'm looking to fight. I mean, I've talked to my management. They're looking for me. There's some tournament that I could be joining. Pays real well. It ensures me 4 fights. Win that tournament. I couldn't see how I wouldn't be back in the UFC. So, you know, I'd be 11-2, not a bad record. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm just trying to enjoy the sport and enjoy every minute of it, and not overthink things. And just I want to get back to the UFC as badly as I can, and I just want to take a fight at a time and enjoy life.
Right off the hop, you said, you were undefeated, 6-0 coming into the UFC. Do you feel like you maybe did make that transition to the pinnacle of the sport in the UFC a little too soon? Like, I don't necessarily think that myself, but did that go through your mind?
I don't really think so. I think I was ready. There was just a couple. Um, the first fight in Vancouver, there was just so much pressure on me, man. They were giving me open workouts, and I just wanted to win that fight so badly. The second fight that I lost, I have no excuses for that. Um, I don't feel like I was rushed at all, but maybe I could have chose a bit better of opponents. I don't know.
For sure, it makes sense. But I love to hear that, your love for the sport has come back, because you said it did sway a little bit there a few months back, and I'm glad, and I'm sure everyone else is glad to hear that the Cole train is full steam ahead going forward from the end of 2021 into
Yeah.
2022. It sounds like Kansas City, or Kansas itself, has been a nice little home for you. I've seen on your Instagram that you've done some fun stuff. You said earlier today you were at the pool and whatnot. What's it been like in Kansas outside of the MMA gym? Have you been able to venture and check things out? There was that crazy little bicycle party going by your place or something the other day as well.
Yeah, I'm blown away by everybody, how friendly everybody is. You know, people think Canadians are friendly, man, but everybody here has been nothing but welcoming and just super polite, man. Unfortunately, I had some deal with my car. You know, they were charging me like $160 a day, so I had to
Oh
get rid of
man,
it. So I'm kind of, yeah, it's like crazy expensive. So I'm kind of Ubering around right now, you know, which is making things a little bit difficult.
you bought a
Um,
scooter here at home. You might as well get one over there, eh?
yeah, I know I should have. I just buy one and then sell it, you know. But if I keep coming out, that's probably what I'm going to have to do. Buy a car here, some
Yeah.
cheap beater, leave it at somebody's house. Um, Everybody's been super accommodating. You know, there people from the gym who live right beside the gym are willing to come and pick me up 15 minutes out of the way, drive me back, drive me home, you know, just to make sure I can get there. And I've been just been blown away by everybody and how polite everybody is and how welcoming they all are. And yeah, I enjoy it here. I enjoy it here.
Well, Cole, I took up about 60 minutes of your time. I know you said you didn't have much else going on. You had the night for you, but I'm going to let you get back to your night. Just let me know any fans, sponsors, friends, the gym, whatnot. Any shout outs you have, the floor is yours, man.
I think I already gave enough shout outs, you know, to the people that have really been helping me recently, you know. Just everybody at Glory MMA has been fantastic. And obviously, my gym at home, my brother, the sound, Casey, you know, my girlfriend, Candace, Jason House, Iridium. Just fantastic. Everybody that I've been working with has been great to me. So um, I appreciate everybody and anyone who's still following me, you know, I appreciate it. And I'll start kicking ass again soon. So.
How could they not, man? How could they not? I also noticed one thing I want to say before we go here. You're still the captain at home at the Sound, man, because I saw on Casey's story that you were still coaching guys via your phone, and like on Instagram Live or something, or FaceTime, still coaching the guys back there. How cool is that?
Yeah, you know, you got to put in the work, man. And I got a great team at home. You know, they're all dedicated. They all want to fight. They all want to get to the next level. So, you know, you got to do what you can for them. I see what the coaches do down here for people. You know, I want to give back that same energy. You know, it's crazy here, man. Class starts at 10 o'clock. People are here at 9:15, holding pads for each other, running through techniques with each other, coaching each other, and then the class starts. Then they're there for an hour, and then an hour of technique, and then it's five fives after every day. You know, they're extremely hard workers, and I just want to bring that energy, same energy, back to Vancouver.
That's awesome, man. I've been in your corner for a long time here, Cole, since the amateur days. I don't have to look at my phone anymore when I'm asking you questions.
I was just gonna bring that up.
And I can't wait to see you get back in there, man.
Yeah,
Amazing journey so far, and I'm sure it will continue, my friend.
thank you, man. I appreciate it.